Welcome to Shorr Solutions, the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Shorr. I'm the CEO and founder of Shorr Solutions, a national and award-winning consulting firm assisting aesthetic and surgical practices with their operational, administrative, and financial success. I have an amazing team of practice management experts and clients across the U.S., and as an industry expert with firsthand experience owning a multi-million-dollar cosmetic dermatology and plastic surgery practice, listen in as I lend you my expertise and best tips to successfully manage and grow your aesthetic practice. I will also be bringing in guests along the way, so get ready to be equipped to operate your aesthetic practice strategically and profitably. Welcome to Shorr Solutions, the podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Shorr Solutions, the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Shorr. I am the founder and CEO of Shorr Solutions, an international practice management consulting firm specializing in the operational, administrative, financial health and guidance of aesthetic, cosmetic, surgical, and med spas, and your profitable practice. Today's episode is going to focus on why should I add a job description in my offer letters? Well, that's a really interesting topic because everybody always asks, what is a job description? Well, quite frankly, a job description is a written explanation that outlines the essential responsibilities and requirements for a vacant position, even an ongoing existing position for many purposes. And we're going to get into that. But for today, it's why should I add it to the offer letters, but it also should be added to all types of job requirements so that you have a way for performance reviews of specific people in your organization to allow them to know what their duties are, right? So once we've described what it is, what should go into a job description? Very simple explanation. So what should go into it are all the functions of everything that you are asking each and every employee to do, from the moment that they walk in the door till the moment that they leave, and everything in between. So what's the purpose of a job description in the offer of employment? Let me explain. There's three key essential things. That it documents essential job functions, it documents skills, knowledge, abilities, and other characteristics needed for a satisfactory job performance. Now, remember, I said when we go and we do job performance reviews, isn't it important that you have something to gauge and something to follow? And more importantly, it should be updated regularly to ensure that it reflects the actual employee's current responsibilities, because many times the employee is hired and you give them additional responsibilities and you actually never update the job description, yet you want to hold them accountable for something that isn't in writing and you may have given them orally, but I always say, always put it in writing. So does the quality of your job description really impact the recruiting process? Three simple words, you betcha. Because the job description is meant to attract qualified candidates to apply or not apply. And with a well-written job description, you're going to have relevant applicants to choose from. Now, let me share something with you. When you post something, whether it is on any of the job boards, and I'm not going to mention them, I don't want any conflicts of interest, but you know what they are and who they are. When you post a job description, what you really want each and every applicant or viewer to know is the job for them? Everybody wants to apply for a position many times when they're unemployed, for a position that they're so unqualified for. And the main question is, well, why? Well, there's two main reasons. First of all, they may be on unemployment and they are mandated or required to make X amount of applications in any given time to remain on unemployment. And secondly, is because they want a job. And when they want a job, I don't want to say it's desperation, but many times it is. And they'll do anything and they'll try, and you'll hear the same words over and over again. I'm a quick learner. Now, that's great if I'm looking for an intern. But if I'm not looking for an intern and I'm actually looking for a bona fide, experienced employee, I'm not a training facility. I don't have a fellowship. That's what internships are for, paid and unpaid. So it's very important that the quality of your job description will impact the recruiting process because it allows somebody to know, am I really qualified for that job? It lists educational. Do I have a bachelor's degree? Do I have a master's degree? Do I have 1, 3, 5 years of experience in the industry, either as a provider or as a manager, or even in the industry, regardless of what type of a position you're actually applying for? And then a lot of times job descriptions don't normally have to have pay and benefits. That's for a recruiting process. But the job description in the actual hiring process is very important because that's what makes the employee accountable. Yes, we're going to take a quick break and a slight intermission because what kind of business would we be if we didn't tell you about our own services? I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Conversion Cascade online course. We want you to be trained to convert more patients and boost revenue in your aesthetic practice. So with our Conversion Cascade online course, you and your team will be able to master 2 key important things to growing your practice and becoming successful: converting and retaining new patients. So as a step-by-step sales funnel, the course is designed to help you and your team attract more patients, convert calls to consults, convert consults to treatments and procedures, and keep patients coming back for more. Not only will our Conversion Cascade online course help strengthen and develop your team's phone and sales skills in order to acquire, convert, and retain loyal patients, but it'll also serve as a valuable onboarding training tool for every new team member. Plus, in this course, you'll receive downloadable marketing checklists, phone scripts, conversion tracking tools, and more. Sign up for the course to get started on increasing your revenue and converting more patients today. It only takes less than 4 hours to complete the course. You can finish it at your own pace, and you'll have lifetime access. And as a special thank you for our podcast listeners, we're giving you a 20% off discount. Just enter the code podcast to start saving. Click the link in our show notes to sign up for the Conversion Cascade online course and convert more patients now. So why should I add descriptions to a formal job offer? 3 reasons. Employees must be told the reason that they're hired. Hence, the offer letter has to include the job title and the description. A simple and accurate description of what and how they're expected to work and perform is going to be suffice. It doesn't need to be exhaustive. I see some of these job descriptions that are pages and pages. And the more you put in, yes, the more you can attract great employees, but the more you're going to turn off good employees. Don't let perfect get in the way of great. All right. And then after reading the job description, some applicants may decide they're not a good fit for a position or they're not interested in it. And that's why you add it into a formal job offer. So should an applicant accept a job offer without a job description? Well, it's better to have something written formally rather than depending on an email correspondence. I personally do not like email correspondences back and forth. I like to be very succinct and allow people to know what they're applying for, what they're buying into, and it allows them to know that, yes, this is what I'm applying for, this is what I feel I'm qualified for, and I'm going to give you everything I have. If a job description does not exist, then offer to put one together yourself. Don't have something that doesn't have a job offer and then attempt to hold an employee accountable afterwards. Age-old question: are job descriptions legally binding? In most cases, a job description, unlike a contract of employment, is not, I repeat, is not a legally binding document. The offer letter is, but a job description isn't. It can be argued here and there. However, you can be asked to take on other duties as assigned, if these are reasonable. However, if what you're really doing doesn't match your expectations and you believe that your employer deliberately misled you, then I would seek legal advice. So, can an employee make you do something not in your job description? The short answer is absolutely yes. Your employer may assign you tasks that are not specifically outlined in your job description because your job description can change from time to time, predicated on the needs of the practice. And unless you work under a collective bargaining agreement, vis-a-vis, i.e., union, or you have a contract that specifically states terms and conditions, your employer can and should legally change your job descriptions as time goes on, because you may have an elevated role and you may be a de facto or in-kind manager and you were hired as a supervisor. And as things change before you formally get a promotion, they may offer you job details that you originally didn't bargain for. Good employees will take it. Employees that just want to get by, and that's not a bad thing, by the way, because you need those types of employees that are just happy with what you're offering them for the pay that you're offering them, but you must understand that that's what you're getting. So there are a lot of questions, and we just wanted to touch on a quick few about why a job description is required. I always say you have to have a job description in a formal offer. Don't go in blind. It helps in the good recruiting process and summary. It helps to allow the individuals that are being hired knowing that when they're applying for position, are they the best candidate for themselves? Do they qualify for it? Is it going to be a struggle? And is it going to be the best fit for you? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending your time to listen to another episode of Shorr Solutions, the podcast. Good luck and God bless. So that wraps up today's episode of Shorr Solutions, the podcast. If we mentioned any website links, you can find them in our show notes. To work directly with me and our award-winning team of consultants to increase efficiency, increase revenue, and decrease costs in your aesthetic practice, schedule a free consult with us today. We will help you establish and refine your aesthetic practice's protocols for maximum efficiency and productivity, decrease your expenses, and increase your profitability with an expert financial analysis of your business, attract more patients, convert calls to consults, convert consults to treatments, and keep patients coming back for more with our sales training, coaching, and complimentary access to our Conversion Cascade online course. Recruit, hire, and train new team members and manage any staff turnover with our human resource expertise, plus more. Head over to our show notes and click on the link to schedule a free 30-minute consult with us today. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to spread the word and share this episode with your friends, colleagues, and the rest of your team. Remember to also follow us on social media at Shorr Solutions and sign up for our e-newsletter. You'll learn about our latest tips, blog posts, services, videos, webinars, and more. Links to our social media channels and to sign up for our e-newsletter are in our show notes. So see you next time, and remember to leave us a review and subscribe for more valuable content.